Well. Tiger Woods inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame this past week. And I'll tell you what, it was pretty cool. I watched his speech. I love the fact his daughter introduced him. And there were some great things going on there, some insights that helped me realize, like, we're not going to see that again. We're not going to see another Tiger Woods anytime soon because of what and how he was brought up. It's just not happening these days. And so here is what I've seen in that, let's say, junior golf world when my kids were playing at 4 years old. My son started tournament golf 4 years old. Junior worlds at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years. I've been in that world for many years. And what we see is, of the top players, most of the top players, what it is everybody's creating this perfect, like, little bubble for their kids to grow up in. They've got coaches and trainers. They have their eating regimen is down. They're out there. They're practicing a certain way, and it's everybody really wants this, like, because of Tiger Woods and what we heard, over the years of what his dad did and stuff. I've seen so many people try to recreate that over the years, and Tiger, his dad, like, first and foremost, Tiger loved the game. He loved it. So that's something that has to happen. So somebody has to, one, they have to love the game, and two, they're going to need to have the work ethic. So let's say his parents instilled in him a heavy, strong work ethic. That, I think that's where a lot of us go wrong, in the sense that what we're doing, and what I've seen a lot do, is that the parents are doing all the work and the kids are just kind of marching along, doing what the parents say and becoming this great player. Whereas you hear Tiger's speech about some of the things, he did with his dad, like he was really let loose. Like, his mom dropped him off and he would gamble, play skins, win quarters, win dollars on the golf course. So he's engaging with older men, playing games with them, and winning money off them, and just kind of on his own. Solo guy, just learning how to engage with people, learning how to play a game that he loved as a little kid. Even his dad would sneak him on to the military course there in California, Southern California, because he wasn't old enough. He needed to be 10 years old, but he was younger than that. So at 8, his dad basically would sneak him on, have him kind of wander down this little creek bed, or this, whatever it was, like a little, like, drainage creek they have running through California. And he would walk along that, hiding, and then his dad would get on the course and drive over to where he was a couple holes later, and Tiger would jump in with his dad, and then they would play some holes that were far enough away from the clubhouse so that they wouldn't see him on the golf course. Like, this stuff just doesn't really happen today. What I've seen over the years is kids got, private club memberships. They're in every tournament. Parents are paying for everything. They got the finest equipment. They have the finest clothes. They have every single thing they need to, and you would think that if you have everything, that it would just be easier to make it. But no, what you're missing there is that work ethic. I've always thought, if you really want to, like, would you want, like, 6 or 8 major championships? Like, would that be a great PGA Tour career? Heck yes, it would. That would be one of the best. Like, why don't you do what Lee Trevino did? Like, he didn't go to college. He went in the Army. He's in the military, and then gets out and he's working at a golf course, like cleaning carts and then gambling money he didn't even have. Like, where's that route these days? Nobody's doing that. That's kind of what Tiger did, sort of. Like, yeah, he had a coach, but we didn't know how good his coach was or wasn't, right? Rudy Duran was Tiger's first coach, but it wasn't like today people are like, oh, we need Hank Haney as my son's coach. We need the best coach in the city as my kid's coach. Back then it was just that was the guy there. And it turned out that that was Tiger Woods, that he was helping out. And he gave him free range balls. And he allowed him to practice. But what the key was the fact that Tiger had strong work ethic instilled from his parents. And he loved the game. And there may have been a lot of, other factors too. The fact that, let's say, he was basically an only child with an older father. So that could help somewhat. There's some dynamics there that don't necessarily happen in every family and are pretty rare. But the overriding factor is the thing that Tiger was a guy who loved the game. And he had a strong work ethic. And you heard that in his speech. And one of the things he said that really stood out to me was that because of that, he works so hard. His hands were bloody from practice. And he would spend so much time. And we've heard stories about his routines, his daily routines as a pro, what he would do from sunrise to sunset. And he said, if you don't put in the work ethic, you didn't earn it. And he said, and quite frankly, you don't deserve it. And that's so true in just every area, regardless of what you do. If you don't put in the work, you didn't earn anything, and you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be the best if you don't work harder than everybody else and smarter, and you're more efficient, and you do the things that are required to achieve the highest level. It goes for everything. And so even in this day and age, a lot of people are just hoping to hit it big, to get lucky, to, catch fire just at the perfect time so that they can go from, the perfect life into, let's say if you're in golf, you want to go from high school straight to Division I, where you're flying private jets to all your events in colleges. And then you go straight from there into, you get your sponsor exemption, straight to the PGA Tour. You get a victory right out of the gate, and voila, smooth sailing. You get all the sponsorships. Everything that comes with that is just handed to you, and you walk right into a perfect life. That doesn't work, because at the end of the day, Tiger may have had that, but he worked so hard that he earned 3 USGA Junior National Championships, World Championships, and then 3 USGA Amateur Championships, so like 6 USGA Championships in a row, and then he walked into the PGA Tour with his sponsor exemptions, and then he ends up winning early. But none of that ever went to his head in the sense that just because he had all the money, he stopped working. He continued to work hard because it was instilled in him as a child. So what we're doing today with our kids, we just make it so easy for them. They have everything. Whereas we need to make it, if we want to see another Tiger Woods, if we want to see another person with that level of skill and just drive and determination, we need to make it harder. It needs to be a hard road for them to make it, because then they have this just chip on their shoulder, this grit, this grind. Like, look at Tom Brady. Greatest quarterback, most Super Bowls. Call him the GOAT, call him whatever you want, but he has a chip on his shoulder because he was never highly recruited. He was a lower, 6th round draft pick and backup. And he just always had to kind of like prove himself. Same thing with Tiger. He had to work hard. He's a minority in the sense that, especially in the golf world, that there was a discrimination going on. So it just puts a little more of that grit into you that I think more of us need growing up, so that we have more of a drive to be successful. So hats off to you, Tiger. I mean, that was exciting to watch. But what we're going to look at is how that actually, for some people, can be a hindrance and really get you, kind of get you in a bad spot. But for Tiger, no, he had the total package. And I hope we see it again with some young up-and-comer in the world of golf, because golf needs that again. That was an incredible decade of excitement and life into the PGA Tour, and launch it to a whole new stratosphere. And it's going to be exciting if we get it again. We will, I just don't know when.